Hello, everybody. It's me, Jessica Grace, your host, right here inside of Jesus Wired Live. I am so excited to be here with you today. I have a fantastic guest hanging out backstage. His name is Kevin Sorbo, and we're going to talk a little bit today about two new faith-based films that he is a part of. And I just can't wait to talk with him about his story, being a Christian in Hollywood, and more. So I want you to go ahead and share this video right now. I was going to say broadcasting video and it just came out video, but but please share this. We want everyone to tune in today and be inspired. I know it's a whole lot going on in our world right now, but listen, we're going to keep Jesus alive. We're going to keep our faith alive, and we're going to be inspired today to move forward. So right now I'm going to bring our special guest in. Let me bring him in right now. Let's see here. Hello, Kevin.
Hello there. How are you today?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing all right. We're playing along. It's kind of a crazy day today, and it's been crazy the last 6-7 months as well. But we're doing what we can, right?
Right. It's a whole lot going on in our world, and I'm telling you, we need God for real.
Yes, we do. No question about that. Prayer is a powerful thing, and people need to be praying about the safety of our country, safety of our world, and for good things to happen, because it's been just really out of hand lately.
Right, definitely. Okay, so we want to move into today's interview. I am so excited about the two new movies that are hitting theaters this month, Faith Under Fire. I absolutely loved the movie. I saw the screener and I love it. Can you just kind of tell me a little bit about your experience with being a Christian in Hollywood?
Well, it's like being a leper, actually. So it's, I find it very strange that how the attacks on Christians, not only in America but around the world, through the media, through physical violence, everything. It's just I don't know what's going on out there, because it's really strange. If you look at, our country was founded on Judeo-Christian values. Our very laws are based off the Bible, for crying out loud. Schools, universities, everything were founded under the name of God. So it's weird that this attack has just been seeming to be getting worse over the last 10, 15 years. And for me, it hurt my career. There's no question it hurt my career in Hollywood. And thank God, I had a big hit with Hercules and another big hit with Andromeda, 12 straight years on those TV shows. Was doing some movies, gearing up, doing more and more. And then I got a little more vocal on the sets. And eventually my manager and agent said, we have to part ways. And I said, well, why is that? Well, because of your views and things. I went, wow, you guys are the ones screaming for freedom of speech and also for tolerance. And you seem, obviously it's a one-way street with them. So, Hollywood doesn't owe me anything. I mean, they want to be that way, fine. I don't get mad or angry if people have different political points of view or different religious. To me, I always find it fascinating. Let's have a great debate and conversation about it. But there's just so much hate and anger, and the divisiveness in this country is just expanding. It's just very, very sad that with people that are doing what they're doing to rip this country and this world apart. But it opened a whole new door for me, and I started doing a lot of movies that were family-friendly, faith-based movies. And it's been for me, it's been a godsend to be part of these things.
Wow, that's incredible. I think it's so significant how you kind of got pushed into the direction that maybe God had intended for you anyway. What would you say about that?
There's the first really faith-based type of movie I did. I hate faith-based as a term, because I look at them as family-friendly movies. I think faith-based puts a weird sort of spell on people. Oh, it's one of those Christian things that I don't want to see it. Well, I want to do movies that anybody and everybody can see.
Right.
But Dallas Jenkins came to me. He's a good friend of mine, and he said, hey, I got this script, and I want you to read it, see what your thoughts are. Well, I read it. It's called What If? And I read it, and I said, who's playing Patrick in this movie? He says, well, maybe this guy. And I said, no, I'm playing it. And I can't afford you, he said, because it's a really low-budget movie. I don't care what the budget is. I want the role of Pastor Ben. The movie's called What If? Same writers that did God's Not Dead that came out like 3 years later. The same company, Pureflix. But I think it's a much better movie than God's Not Dead. They just did not do a great job of promoting it. So I'm going to promote it right now. Please go see What If. Try to find it anywhere and everywhere. It's a great movie, and that really opened up the door for me to want to do more movies like that. So yeah, then God's Not Dead, Soul Surfer, Let There Be Light that I directed did very well, and I've got 3 more in the can that are coming out soon. Different than the ones we're going to talk about right now. So knock on wood, I've been staying busy at least during this crazy time.
Wow, that's a blessing, such a blessing. So yeah, go ahead and tell us about Against the Tide. Tell us about the film and why you wanted to be a part.
Against the Tide, a lot of that happened because of God's Not Dead. I play the atheist college professor that torments my college student, and we have a debate contest between each other over a series of weeks. And he brings up the name John Lennox. So John Lennox is an apologist. He's a retired math professor from Oxford University, but he's debated all the great atheists who were like Dawkins and Hitchens. And this was really his story to prove God through science. And we spent 3 weeks filming in Oxford, England, where he's, like I said, he's a retired math professor. And then we spent 2 weeks in Israel. So for me, it was like an amazing trip because I'd never been to either of those places. Right. And it really was it was fascinating. I'm your guide in this thing. I'm the one that I narrate, but I'm on camera with John. But John is a superstar here. I mean, this guy knows so much about apologetics, and it was a huge educational experience for me. So I hope people go to againstthetide.movie. That's againstthetide.movie, and you go to the link, put in your zip code, and the theaters that it's showing will come up near you. And it's November 19th, 20th, and the 23rd. It's 3 nights. It's a Fathom event, and I believe it's 7 o'clock, no matter what time zone you're in.
Wow, that's awesome. So, with thinking about the movie Against the Tide and just, the confidence that it kind of alludes to us Christians needing to have, can you kind of talk about, why it's important for us to defend our faith, especially during times like these?
Well, you just put it perfectly to say defending your faith. Please take notes during this. Bring the pads of paper into the theater. Get the DVD when it comes out. Get 10 of them. Send them out to your friends. But write down bullet points on this. John will give you the weapons that you need, not me. John is the guy, man. I'm telling you right now, this guy was so amazing, and he lets you defend your faith instead of just saying, "Well, because I have faith," which is fine because it's a good thing to have in life. But
right.
He gives you more educational ammunition to really speak, I guess, in a more knowledgeable way about why God exists and why he's here and why he's watching over us. I mean, it was incredible. And John is he's such a soft-going, easy-going guy. When you watch these debates, it's really quite comical because he sounds like Winnie the Pooh a little bit when he talks. And he just kills them with love and kindness and facts and scriptures and truth. And you see these atheists just get so angry. And it reminds me of God's Not Dead, where the student says to me, "Why are you so mad about something you don't believe in?" Which is such a great line to me.
Right. Well, why do you think so many Christians are afraid to share their faith?
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to what we talked about earlier, the media. I mean, I think the media, the bashing, we took the Bible out of the school in the 60s, but we give it to prisoners. So I'm trying to figure that one out. But anyway, I think that just through the years of negative, and bashing Christians, and here I tell Christians this all the time. I said, you know what? I have atheist friends and I have agnostic friends, and we have discussions about this, and we're still friends. And they say, the biggest problem we have with Christians is overall they have a lot of atheists, agnostics have a preset idea of what Christians are going to be like. Like, oh, you think you're so much better than us? You're judging us, and there's some truth to that. We're supposed to be the most forgiving people on the planet. A lot of times we can be the least forgiving. And we're the ones who are called to harvest. We're the ones who have to go out with an open hand and an open heart and open mind and not be so negative towards people that don't have the same viewpoint as us. So I think one good thing about COVID right now, this is what happened in my church here, where a lot of people that are those fence sitters, those independent voters, the agnostics out there, that are afraid to go into church because they figure these Christians are going to surround me and I don't want to be bugged. Here they can go on the privacy of their computer. They can plug any churches around their neighborhood or around the world and watch some sermons and watch some church services to see what they're like. And find one that fits your hand a lot better, because that usually happens that way too. But people are looking for something right now. That's why I think with these movies that I do, I'm blessed to do them, because people used to stop me all the time through airports and hotel lobbies, restaurants, and say, "Hey, I loved you in Hercules or Andromeda." All the time now, it's "I love you in Soul Surfer" and "God's Not Dead," and Let There Be Light. Please make more movies like that. But we need you to support these movies, because we don't have $300 million budgets to make an Avengers movie and $100 million promoted. We do wonderful wonderful stories on $3, $4, $5 million, which is catering on the Avengers. Okay, but we need word of mouth from people like you to say, please go see this movie. They're wonderful movies with a great message, and we need hope, love, forgiveness, redemption more than ever right now.
Wow. Wow. So powerful. You guys, make sure you are actually sharing this video. I'm so excited and so honored to have Kevin with us today. And we definitely need to support faith-based film. This is our way today to get the message of Jesus out to the world. So I want to shift here and talk more about the other movie that's coming out this month, and that is Faith Under Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely enjoyed that movie. I'm telling you, I already had my makeup on, but I really wanted to just bawl in tears by the end of it, because it was such a beautiful story. Mm-hmm. What drew you to that film and to be a part of that film?
Well, Joel Riesig, who directed it, he's a friend. I've done a couple movies with him before. Dean Cain and I both worked with him. Dean's in the movie as well. He plays a pastor. I play doctor. But it's really this central story is about this fireman who's lost his wife to cancer. Now his daughter's sick, and I'm the doctor trying to save her life. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of a play on words there, because here he is a fireman, but now he's entered a whole different sort of world with a different sort of fire in front of him. Or one is the loss of his wife, now the potential loss of his daughter. So how do you fight through that? Because we're all going to hit roadblocks in our lives, right? Mm-hmm. We don't know when and what age it's going to be, and you hear a series of roadblocks. God never promised life to be easy and simple. So these kind of movies really, people say, was it one in the hospital again? Well, there's a lot of stuff that happens in hospitals, okay? And the reality is we're all going to hit that roadblock, that tower of fire. How are you going to fight through it? I've always been a man of faith, but I never needed faith until I hit my own roadblock back in my Hercules years. So to me, it's a wonderful movie to find a place to understand why, bad things happen to good people, because bad things happen to everybody, guys. And this is just one other way to get a little ammunition on how to fight through those problems in life.
Wow, that's powerful. Well, what encouraging words would you like to give to those? We don't want to keep you long, but I want to give you an opportunity to share any encouraging words to those who are watching and they may be suffering right now, emotionally, physically, financially, and even those who really are trying to go after their dreams and they feel a bit limited. What would you say to encourage them?
COVID has wrecked a lot of things for a lot of people, including myself. And I'm not crying me a river, but I've lost a lot of jobs. I've lost a lot of opportunities because of this fear factor that's going on out there right now, So you have to find a way to fight through these things. My wife gave me a great mantra years ago. She says, when you're down and you're out, it's good to look in the mirror in the morning and say, you know what, I'm getting better, I'm getting stronger. And there's a friend of mine told me about the grace prayer. You don't have to be a person of faith to say the grace prayer. It doesn't hurt, but you know what? We all should be grateful. We need to find a place to be grateful in our lives. Be grateful that you still have a bed. Be grateful you have water. Be grateful that you have a chance to stand up and walk around. Be grateful that you have a pillow. I don't know, because there's so many places. You can say this anyway. You can say it in the horrible traffic of Los Angeles. You can say it when you walk in the country roads in Oklahoma. I mean, there's any time in any place you can find time to say a grateful prayer out there. And I also don't let anyone set your limitations. It's so easy for people to say, yeah, you should do this or you can't do that. Don't listen to that. As corny as it sounds, follow your dreams. I followed my dream. I'm from a little town in Minnesota, 7,000 people. I moved to LA. I didn't know a soul. And I said, I'm going to be an actor and I'm going to make a difference. And you just got to stick to those guns. And you got to go to kevinsorbo.net. Kevinsorbo.net will give you all kinds of information of things I have coming up, things that's going on. You can pick up any one of my 2 books. Here's one, True Strength. This deals with what I had to go through. I suffered a series of strokes on Hercules at the end of season 5. A lot of people don't know that. And this is how I fought through that. And my wife and I just did a follow-up book, just came out. It's called True Faith. So perfect for times like right now. So you can go on my site, kevinsorbo.net, and happy to send you an autographed copy.
Wow, I love it. Thank you so much, Kevin, so much for stopping by our show today. We have been blessed by this interview. Definitely going to check out your book. And you guys, the website is on the screen right now. So make sure you go there and share this. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you so much. And if people think I got Aerosmith on, I showed you. No, this is Bod by God. Go to the website and check these. They're awesome, and it goes to a great cause.
Awesome. Well, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. It's great talking to you. We'll talk next year. I got 3 movies coming out early next year.
Okay, awesome. I'll be here.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Take care.
You too. Thank you guys so much for being a part of today's show. Listen, we didn't want to keep Kevin long all day today. He's doing interviews to just promote these 2 films that are coming out. Of course, Against the Tide is coming out. Let's see, it's going to hit theaters, a 2-night only Fathom event on November 19th and the 23rd. And then also, and that movie is a really good movie because it is a travelogue. And that's where Kevin is actually speaking with another person who is really helping him to understand, the science behind Christianity and what we believe. That movie is called Against the Tide. And then the second film is Faith Under Fire, and that hits theaters November 27th and December 1st. And I'm telling you all, I watched that film, the screener, and I just completely had tears in my eyes, and I couldn't cry because I had just done my makeup for the show. So I said, I can't cry. But it's a beautiful film that you want to go and take your family to see. I appreciate you all so much for hanging out with us today on Jesus Wired. You all are so kind. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you visit Kevin's website because we want to support his books. And then he says he has upcoming films. So stop by kevinsorbo.net. Thank you for being here with me. I'm Jessica Grace for Jesus Wired Live. Take care.